I'm going to be honest with you guys. Progress for the Act First Closing Academy is moving slowly. I thought I was going to have this business launched in March, but here we are. It's April. I have about 8 weeks left of working on the business until it launches. Things are moving slower, but honestly, maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, friends, we're going to be talking about progress today and why progress should be slow. I have 4 talking points that I'm going to go over. I'm going to sprinkle them throughout the vlog. But really the first question I want to answer, and this is talking point number 1, is why do we think that progress, success, results, why do we think that it's going to happen so fast? And I fall victim to this too, right? Like just how I started the video, I thought that I would have already launched this business in March. I'm a little more than halfway done and it's April, right? So I'm probably not realistically going to launch this until June. So like I said, I have 4 talking points. Talking point number 1, why do we expect results to be fast? So I wrote these talking points down. What I wrote down is we are conditioned that fast equals success. Isn't that crazy? Just think about that for a second. We are conditioned that fast equals success. You launch a business in its first year, you do $1 million, you are successful. You lose 100 pounds in 90 days, you are successful. You go on 2 dates and you find the love of your life and you get married, love at first sight, you are successful. Throughout our whole entire lives, especially with how the world is getting adopted now with Uber Eats and Amazon, right? We are being conditioned that fast equals success. The faster we get our shipment, the more successful that business is. The faster we get access to a new movie, the more successful that streaming platform is. Fast equals success. And it's funny because as the world gets faster, our ability to accomplish goals does not. Think about that for a second. As the world gets faster, our ability to accomplish goals does not. We cannot accomplish a goal as fast as we can order an Amazon order. We cannot accomplish a goal as fast as we order Uber Eats. We cannot accomplish a goal as fast as we stream a movie. It's just not possible, and it never ever will be possible. No matter how much AI, how much technology, how much anything is adopted, we will never be able to, at least in my lifetime and your lifetime, we will never be able to accomplish a goal with the snap of a finger. It's just not going to be possible, right? But we have been conditioned that fast equals success, and we've also been conditioned that slow equals failure. If it takes you years and years to find the love of your life, right, you're almost viewed as a failure throughout the process. If it takes you years and years to become wealthy, throughout that whole entire process up until becoming wealthy, it's happening slowly, you are viewed as a failure, right? If it takes you years and years to lose weight and achieve your dream body, throughout that whole entire process, because things are happening slow, you are conditioned that you are failing. So in today's modern society, we are conditioned that fast equals success and slow equals failure. That's exactly why we expect results fast. We crave results fast. We want results fast because we associate it with being successful. So my first point to you is we have to have this paradigm shift. We have to have this perspective shift. And the successful people, the people that are successful year in and year out, in whatever endeavor that they are chasing, have made this paradigm shift, right? And you and I and we have to collectively make this paradigm shift. And what it is that fast equals fake or short term. Fast equals fake or short term. I put in fake in there because in this modern society with the internet, could be fake, right? Could be fake. They could, hey, I got this fast results. They could be lying about the results. It's very easy to lie about the results, right? And it also can be short term. Why? Because if we learn something quickly, we have not developed the skill set enough to retain it, right? If we had a quick hit of money because we happened to fell on circumstance on one thing, but we didn't develop the necessary skills to build longevity success in that business, then guess what? We're probably going to have short-term results, right? So we have to have this paradigm shift that fast equals fake or short-term, and that slow success equals character and longevity. Nothing in my lifetime has happened easy. Nothing in my lifetime has happened in a short period of time. I've been in this coaching space for 10 years now, and I've been fortunate enough to do over 8 figures in sales in 10 years, right? But I mean, in theory, that's really not that fast. That is 10 years of work. It took me 3 years to go full-time as an online fitness coach, right? So things take time, and I am grateful that things have taken time because it's allowed me to develop the necessary mindset, the necessary character traits, the necessary skill set to be successful over that decade, and hopefully for many, many decades to come. So the paradigm shift that we need to have is that we are conditioned that fast equals success and slow equals failure. But the truth is fast equals fake or short term, and slow success equals character and longevity. All right, that's point 1. We got 3 more points, baby. I'll see you in the next one. All right, Act First Leader, welcome into this module where we're going to be talking about the pre-closing call routine and checklist.
Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I need some.
All right, as you guys can see, we got a new car. We got a Ford Bronco Wild Track with the Sasquatch package. That's a mouthful. Sasquatch package basically just means it has bigger tires, it's lifted. Yeah, I mean, Caitlin's Mercedes, which became our Mercedes. Small car, had it for 5 years, wanted a bigger car. We plan to have a family one day, so we made the investment and we got ourselves a Ford Bronco, and we freaking love it. All right, y'all, we're about to hit the gym. I'm gonna bring you guys with me, but we're gonna get into point number 2 of 4. All right, point number 2 is this. It's easy to feel like something is wrong when the results are not instant. Why? Because we're conditioned to feel that fast equals success, right? And we have to recognize this. All this comes down to is self-awareness. The more self-aware you are, the more you can have an understanding if you are falling into this pattern, right? And what is that pattern? You start something, or maybe you're in the middle of something and you start judging yourself on your results. You start judging yourself on your results and you go, the results are not happening instantly, or I'm in a plateau of results. There must be something wrong. Right? That's the trigger that we get. And then we start, what happens when we say, hey, there must be something wrong? We start looking and saying, oh, it's the strategy's fault. It's this fault, right? We start going outside of ourselves to see where we can place the blame. All right, so 2 things about that. 1, just because results are happening instantly doesn't mean that there's something wrong. It could simply mean that you just have to continue to push through, get through the barrier, and then you'll start getting momentum again. And 2, if you are the individual that says there's something wrong, I'm not getting instant results, and then you start looking for something external, I challenge you to start looking for something internal. It's not your friend, it's not your mother, it's not the strategy, right? Because ask yourself this, if you're blaming the strategy, has that strategy worked for other people? And if the answer is yes, it's probably not the strategy, right? So we have to often, and this is where the self-awareness part comes in, we have to often have self-reflection inward and say, where are we messing up? Are we truly being transparent? Are we truly being honest with ourselves? And usually that's it, right? There's lots of other character traits that we can look inward on, but really the main one that we have to judge ourselves on is, are we being truthful? And when I say truthful, the best example I can give, let's talk about calorie counting for a second, right? I think this is a really good example, right? Are we being truthful in actually tracking our calories and our macros with a lot of success? Are we using the food scale when we can use the food scale? Are we tracking the handful of peanuts when we take the handful of peanuts? Are we being fully honest with ourselves and what we are doing? Usually the answer is no, and usually that's where you can find the truth. But point number 2 is this: just because results aren't happening instantly doesn't mean there is something wrong. 2 more points to go. Boom.
I am the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and is watching us all with the eye of the tiger.
I had to walk back to our apartment because Caitlin needed the car, so she came to the gym. And man, what a blessing in disguise. It is beautiful outside in Austin right now. And I'm so sorry if you're still experiencing cold weather, but what I wanted to say is, man, just take a step outside and breathe. It feels fucking amazing.
The awareness that
What do you guys do when you're making food? So when I make breakfast, when I make lunch, when I make dinner, I always am using that time to watch something on YouTube or a podcast. Now, it's not always productive time. Sometimes I'll listen to something that's mind-numbing. I find it relaxes me. Usually I gravitate towards sports and sports media, sports talk, and I find that relaxes me. But then right now, I'm watching this Gary Vee podcast about social media. But I'm curious, what do other people do? Do you guys sit and do nothing and use it as time for silence? Do you guys listen to stuff? What do you listen to? I'm always curious what other people do.
It's only right that you should play the way you feel it, but listen carefully to the sound.
Perfect time to talk about point number 3. And point number 3 is going to be centered around the word endurance. And this word has taken a different meaning in my life. I'm training for a marathon right now, which, complete side note, I'm excited to document that. Once we're through documenting the launch of this business, I'll start documenting the marathon training more. It's not until October. But let's get back to that word endurance. I think one of the reasons why people, expect these fast results, and a lot of individuals will start really hot on a goal, right? Because we're conditioned that fast equals success. We'll hit the ground running on a goal and we'll go 110 miles an hour, right? For example, if it's starting a business, we'll spend 12, 14, 16 hours a day on launching that business. If it's fitness, we'll go in the gym for 2-3 hours a day, right? We'll go all out. But then what do you see with those individuals? There's many individuals that will start really hot and they'll try to hold on to that pace. And then next thing you know, they've quit entirely. And the reason they quit entirely is because the pace was too much. It was not a sustainable pace. So a lot of times, because we have this expectation that it needs to be fast, we tend to start very fast. And I'm actually going to say the complete opposite. Instead, we should be focused on endurance. And the word endurance is to endure, right? It's not it almost is encompassing that it's going to be a long time horizon, right? In life is an endurance race. We are enduring the whole freaking time. And that's how we should be viewing our goals as well. And something that has really helped me, and man, it's taken me a very long time to get here because my previous 10 years of business, I didn't operate this way. My previous 10 years of business, I was a bat out of hell. I was working those 12, 14-hour days. But I'm approaching things differently, which if you watched the last video, you would know how I'm approaching things differently now, more holistically. But something that is, I know I can say with confidence, because I've been doing this for a while, is going to help me with the longevity of this business is the way that I'm approaching my days. So short term, focusing on a singular day, I'm really only trying to get 3 main tasks done a day. So I identify what are the most important things that are actually going to move the needle forward. And I get those 3 things done. And when those things are done, technically my day is done. Technically I could do whatever I want with the rest of the day. Now there's some, smaller business things I'll do once I'm done with those 3 things. Or if I decide, hey, I want to spend time with my wife, or I want to get a second workout in, right, I'll do that as well. But the main purpose of point number 3 here is we have to focus on that word endurance. And if we're going to focus on that word endurance, we have to analyze how we are going about it day in and day out, right? Because if I was training for a marathon and the marathon was 6 months out and I ran 20 miles every single day, I would burn out or I would get injured and I wouldn't be able to actually compete in the race. Well, the same thing is true in business. If I start and I do a 14 16-hour day every day, how long is that actually going to last? Is that a business that's going to endure decades? Is that a business that's actually going to sustain long term? No, because you cannot sustain it. So we have to analyze our day to day. And I highly suggest just picking 3 tasks that move the needle forward, completing those, and when those are done, you are done with your day. And another mantra that I've been adopting along the same lines is done by 1. And what I mean by that is not done with work by 1, but I'm done with my biggest task of the day by 1 p.m. And that has been a game changer. All right, so point number 3, focus on endurance. I feel like it's been a minute since you guys have seen Mila. Let's go see what she's doing right now. Oh, Mila. Oh, there you are. My brother-in-law was just here, so this was his air mattress, and we deflated it. We just have to put it away. But you love a bed. You absolutely love a bed. Anywhere there's a bed, you are going to be. You know, tell the vlog. How's your life been? What have you been up to? Well, guys, I've been sleeping, eating treats, and going for walks. You know, I'm approaching my 5th birthday, if you can believe it, but I still look very good. I'm very, very healthy for a Frenchie. Going through the Bible right now, going through my personal development routine, and there was a line in here that I thought was perfect with what we're talking about today. Finishing is better than starting. Patience is better than pride. Let's break it down. Finishing is better than starting. The completion of your goal, the completion of your task is better than starting the task. I feel like a lot of people in modern society that have that short-term mindset, they almost feel that the job is done by starting the job, right? They started the job. Hooray, we started the job. They celebrate that. No, there's no celebration in that. Finishing is better than starting. That's how I interpret that one. Now, the second line, patience is better than pride. Those individuals that have the short-term mindset take pride in starting. Nothing wrong with that, but usually those individuals who take pride in starting also aren't finishing. The people who tend to finish are the ones who have the patience, right? So patience is better than pride. That's how I interpret that one. A little bonus sauce for you guys. We got one more point coming up. I've had this song stuck in my head all day. Don't judge. Oh man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. That's pretty bad, right? I always tell my wife, if there's one skill I wish I could have, it would be the skill of singing. I don't know, it's therapeutic. I'm really bad at therapeutic, but I would love to be a good singer. All right, so I haven't really told you guys, like, what am I working on? Obviously, this whole entire series is about building the Act First Closing Academy, but really my days are pretty simple. They're centered around creating the course modules. That's really the biggest thing that needs to get done before we launch. All the back-end stuff, we have the majority of it done. And obviously we'll be working on more stuff as the year goes. But in order just to get this thing launched and to start signing clients, we just need to get the product and service in place. The product is the course. The service is just going to be the calls. And that's pretty, that's pretty much in place. That's easy. Now, so I worked on a module today, actually completed another module. Then from there, I'm really just focused on brand building. So I'm creating content on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. I'm using all the platforms. So I'm usually creating about 2 to 3 posts a day. So I'm dominating there. Then I had a bunch of little like miscellaneous shit I had to do today. My personal development routine, I'm kind of in the middle of that. And then the 2 like bigger things that I have left on my list today is this year, at the beginning of the year, I identified skills that I want to get better at. One of those skills is communication in my marriage. So Caitlin and I are actually reading a book together, and that's going to be one of the things we read. 5 pages 3 times a week. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but we're consistent. We're getting it done. So we're getting through the book, but it's 5 pages 3 times a week. And then lastly, I purchased a sales program just to sharpen my sales skills, because although I have an expertise in sales, I want to get better. And that's one thing I didn't do with NLCA is I kind of stopped learning. So I purchased a sales course and I'm going through that. And I'm trying to spend 20 minutes twice a week in the course. And then I'm trying to do 3 role play objections twice a week as well, to continue to harness my sales skills. So that's what we had on the docket today. Final point. Let's do it. All right, before we do it though, let's go ahead and recap everything we've discussed so far. So point number 1, it's easy to feel like something's wrong when the results are not instant. There was nothing wrong. You have to keep pushing. Number 2, we are conditioned that fast equals successful and slow equals failure, when we really need to recondition that fast equals fake or short term, and slow equals character building and longevity. And the third thing that we discussed, I'm drawing a blank on the third thing that we discussed. Oh no, give me a second. Point number 3, I remembered it. So point number 3 was endurance. In order to endure, in order to have longevity, we have to be the tortoise, not the hare. And we have to look at how we're structuring the day. Are we going balls to the wall, 12 to 14 hour days? Or are we saying, hey, I plan on doing this for a long time. What are the most effective things that I can do today? 3 things max. Get them done and your day is done. All right, we're moving on to point number 4. Point number 4 is, who are you trying to impress? Because progress is meant to be slow. Right? And often when we get in that headspace, that mindset of, I need the result now, I need it now, it's usually because we're trying to impress somebody, or we're trying to fill a void. We're trying to have the success so we can showboat it on social media and get the attention that we want. Have the success so we can prove our parents wrong, or prove ourselves to our parents or our friends or our spouse or our significant other. Usually it's because we're trying to impress somebody, and we're trying to say, look at me, I accomplished this. And I promise you, that is the wrong way to go about it. It is the wrong way to go about it, because you're doing it for somebody outside of yourself. We shouldn't be trying to impress anybody. The only people that we should be trying to impress is God and yourself. Those are the only 2 people that we should be trying to impress. And when we accept that, and when we say, you know what, I don't need to impress my mom, my dad, whoever, and we just say, I just need to impress me, and I just need to impress God, we tend to do things with a lot more integrity. We tend to say, okay, I'm going to do this the right way instead of the fast way. When we want to impress other people, we're going to lean into the fast way because we want to show them the result as quickly as possible. When we say, hey, I'm just going to impress myself, I want to be proud of myself, I truly want to be proud of myself. At the end of the day, I want to say, hey, I did it the right way, and I want to impress God as well, right? Then we can accept that results are slow. And we're going to end there, y'all. Those are the 4 points that we got. Remember, progress is meant to be slow. My progress is very slow right now, and I felt all the same feelings that you feel. I felt the rush. I felt the anxiety. I felt the, oh my God, I need to get this up and running right now. I felt the pressure, but then I reminded myself, hey dude, progress is meant to be slow, and I would rather build it right than build it fast. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, if this is your first one, I'm documenting building my 3rd business, the Act First Closing Academy. Selfishly, I make these videos for my future kids and my 80-year-old self, so I can go back and reflect on my life, and my kids can learn these lessons as well. And obviously, I want you guys to join for the ride as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, give the video a little thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.